So, first piece of information for today comes from HMX on Twitter. And this guy, what he does is what's really cool is he has an actual application that he made on GitHub. And like, it's not like a, just download it and run it, but like you have to download all these packages and then, set it up yourself through Python, I believe. But this guy has a program that will automatically detect XRapid transactions. And what I was thinking about doing was having like a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year live stream where it's just this program detecting XRapid transactions. And it's like when they start to spike like crazy, we're gonna just see tons of XRapid transactions coming through. I think that'd be a really neat idea, but I don't know how to set up this dang application. But anyways, HMX says the first day of October, the first day of Q4 barely begins. And guess what? The XRapid transactions from Bitstamp to Bitso have hit another all-time high. I mean, it's like it barely made a new all-time high, but I mean, it's an all-time high. So what's really, really neat is that we just got into the first day of Q4 and we already made a new all-time high from Bitstamp to Bitso XRapid liquidity. Bitstamp to Bitso ODL liquidity. And yeah. So really cool stuff. We hit a new all-time high on the Bitstamp to Bitso ODL gateway. Pretty cool. Kenny Williams, thank you, my man, for the $4.99. If the SEC didn't care about XRP, XRP would have been thrown under the bus a while back. They love it. Let's reflect on that Palm liquidity tweet. Yeah, so Palm says, he who has liquidity during the liquidity crisis wins. I mean, these banks are kind of having a liquidity crisis because they're taking injection from the Fed, which is like over $1 trillion now. And again, what would these banks like to do? Oh, maybe unlock my $1 trillion in capital I have sitting overseas just for overseas transactions. I mean, when Navin Gupta stated that when we talk to central banks and we tell them they can unlock capital with this, they love the concept. All right. So really, really cool stuff. The first day of Q4, just the first day of Q4, Bitstamp to Bitso on-demand liquidity reaches a new all-time high. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. So, Steven, so BitTrue right now, they are upgrading / updating their XRP integration, and they're withdrawing and deposits. Probably gonna make a more efficient method of it. So it is gonna be down for a bit, but no worries, it should be back up and running later on today. Okay. So next piece of information today, we have something really, really cool from Ripple's sidearm known as Xpring. And just a little quick recap, if you don't really get what Xpring actually is, Xpring is meant to find new use cases for XRP by investing into businesses and, by taking stake in the company. The agreement is, hey, you need to build products around the XRP ledger. And we're finding, so through Xpring, it's basically like an outlet for Ripple to invest money into just numerous small to medium crypto firms and getting them to integrate XRP and create XRP products. So it's like Ripple's horizontally expanding their use cases. We know we got the holy grail cross-border payments, but it's like, hey, what if there's some other really neat use case that we haven't even thought of yet? So that's where they keep investing in more and more companies, and they all build XRP products, and you just get this nice expansion. Just like how with all these tech companies, they want to expand into, into sort of finance and like banking. Like, for example, you just recently saw Apple, they, expanded, just along with Google, they expanded into Apple Pay, and then now, Apple's wanting to get into membership gaming, and then they want to get their own Apple sort of Netflix. So you can see that they keep expanding. Ripple's doing the same thing through Xpring, expanding the XRP ledger use case. Now, this one, pretty freaking cool. So let's get into it. And actually, I would read the Ripple Insights one, but somehow FudDesk's article of this is a little bit better in a way. They kind of, they shorten it a bit, but they make it, they give you just the gist of what's going on. So it's kind of it's really weird. This is the first time I've chosen FudDesk over Ripple Insights. But I mean, CoinDesk did a pretty good job on this. So they explain it really well. So Ripple Spring is launching a platform that makes it possible for developers to integrate fiat and cryptocurrency payments into any application. Now, they do this through the suite of services includes a Spring software development kit, an SDK, that allows programmers to integrate XRP apps in multiple programming languages. Remember how we had, remember Codius, where one of the big benefits of those smart contracts was like universal coding language. Whatever coding language you wanted to use, Codius would work with, essentially, right? So it allows programmers to integrate XRP apps in multiple programming languages. It also includes a variety of new tools for working on both XRP and Ripple's Interledger protocol. Spring is targeting crypto and non-crypto developers alike with the platform. Spring Senior Vice President Ethan Beard told CoinDesk, Spring SDK allows you, the developer, to use the XRP ledger simply in any programming language that you want. And get this, just like on-demand liquidity, it cuts down some time. What it takes a developer today, 100 lines of code to do an XRP transaction in the XRP ledger, using Spring SDK cuts that time down that it takes to, write code to integrate with the XRP ledger by 80%. Okay. Now, Spring has already been built on open source protocols, but this platform would function like Amazon Web Services, Beard said. Developers could download the code and run it themselves, or now they can go to Spring and plug into the service. They're making it really, really easy to integrate the XRP ledger. And that is a really, oh my God, that is very, very smart. Very smart. And listen to this. Ideally, we think the Spring platform can work for any type of payment, right? Now, listen to this. While blockchain and cryptocurrency can be transformative for how payments work, what we've learned is that in the last year is that working with these new technologies is quite difficult, right? That creates a barrier for developers to adopt these technologies. And then the final part, the cherry on top of this one. As part of the announcement, Spring is also announcing that the payment processor BitPay, mobile wallet Bread, and digital custody provider Anchorage are all adding XRP to their offerings. With BitPay on board, the company anticipates users being able to use XRP for everyday purchases at thousands of merchants, including Microsoft and AT&T. Like, for example, when I get, the Ledger affiliate payout, they pay me out in Bitcoin. I get like 60, 70 bucks in Bitcoin, but I don't want to take that and then like wire it back to my bank account because I lose 30% of that to the fee for wiring it, right? So what I do instead is I load it onto my BitPay card, and whatever I want to go buy with, I use that BitPay card, where I could just spend my crypto, because usually I take my Ledger affiliate stuff, I usually convert to XRP, but like last time, for example, when the price was kind of higher, I'm like, I'm just going to put this on the BitPay card. So the thing is that I move this crypto I move the Bitcoin to the BitPay card. By the way, I use BitPay. I get a lot of benefit from BitPay, right? But they only have like Bitcoin right now. So I'm sending Bitcoin to this BitPay wallet, and it takes an hour. And I actually, last time I lost like a couple dollars to fees and the volatility. It happened to drop a couple $100 when I sent it. And it's like, dude, this is not convenient. So it's amazing. This platform that already brings me so much benefit is going to bring me even more benefit because of the XRP integration. Because it's instant, on demand. I don't have volatility risk. I send it in there, 3 seconds, it's already converted to fiat. I'm done. And not only BitPay, we got the Bread wallet and digital custody provider Anchorage adding XRP to their offering. So Spring is doing a fantastic job horizontally expanding the XRP ledger. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Unstoppable. Thank you so much, dude, for the $5 contribution. Hey, Alex, okay, you have to invest in an altcoin. It can't be XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Which one is it? Oh, man. If I had, so you're saying like you're freaking, you got a gun to my head. You're going, Alex, you have to invest in one right now. Can't be XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like all my money into one coin. Tether? I mean, I'll keep my money stable for a bit until I can, you know, get out of that situation and sell it and convert back to XRP. So, yeah, so I'll do that. But I mean, maybe besides Tether, I'd say like a safe bet would be like, dude, I don't know. None of those are safe bets. I don't know. Dude, what kind of question is that? I mean, maybe Binance Coin because that exchange is like massive. It's kind of a safe bet, but low liquidity. Dude, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Tether, and then I'd convert to XRP later in the future. XRP Classic. Yeah, XRP Classic. There we go.